The United States has struck a deal with pharmaceutical giant Pfizer to buy 100 million doses of a potential COVID-19 vaccine candidate. Now, under the agreement, the U.S. government will pay $1.95 billion to the drug company Pfizer.
But that's only if the vaccine proves to be effective. Here to share the details and give us an update on this potential vaccine is our chief health editor, Dr. Nandi. Dr. Nandi, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Good afternoon to you, Glenda. And here's the thing. It's a lot of money, right? $2 billion. But here's the good news. If this experimental vaccine is purchased, it likely won't cost Americans a dime to get vaccinated for COVID-19. Now, we know that 100 million doses, right, will not cover the entire population of the U.S. So the agreement allows our government to do this, to buy an additional 500 million doses. But as was mentioned previously, this all hinges on how successful the vaccine is. Not only does it have to be proven to be effective, it also has to be approved or at least given emergency use authorization by the FDA.
So, Doc, where are we at right now with this vaccine, and is it showing promise?
So technically, there are 4 potential vaccine candidates under what's called this long name, BNT162 mRNA-based vaccine program. Now, Pfizer, a drug company, has partnered with a biotech company in Germany called BioNTech, and each of their vaccine candidates are in clinical studies. But one in particular, and this has another long name, BNT162b1, is showing very encouraging results. And the early data shows that it can produce neutralizing antibodies that can knock out the virus at low dose levels. And the phase 1-2 studies found that this vaccine was able to produce my favorite immune cell called the T cell, right? And that T cell response, if you remember from Monday, I talked about this, they're your immune cell Jedis. And because just like the Jedis in Star Wars, they can attack, find, and destroy. And that's exactly what we want them to do in a vaccine, to attack the cells that have been infected by the coronavirus.
So, Dr. Nandi, has the phase 3 of that trial begun yet?
So, Glenda, phase 3 trial has not been started, so it's an important question. But Pfizer and BioNTech have said that they're on track to begin what they're calling a phase 2B/3 safety and efficacy trial later this month. And so, but first, they still need to decide which of these 4 vaccine candidates to move forward with and what dose, right? They've got a lot of choices. It's likely to be one of the 2 companies' 2 investigational vaccine candidates that they recently received fast-track designation from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. And that's the one I talked to you about, BNT162b1, and then also the BNT162b2. The thing is that's nice is that we have a lot of choices. The companies are just waiting on more data from their phase 1-2 clinical trials.
Yeah, Doc, it's great to see that there are 4 candidates for a possible vaccine. But last question for you. Do the companies think that the vaccine might be ready, or do they know when it will be ready?
$1 million question, right? When is all this going to happen? So they hope to get a regulatory review this coming October. And if all goes well, their plan really, Alan, includes manufacturing up to 100 million doses by the end of this year, and with the goal of producing over 1.3 billion doses by the end of 2021. So again, it's coming up, another day of good news with more vaccine candidates coming up. So I think we just hang on, do the right thing, and I think we'll be okay. And that's the positive message I'd love to be able to share.
Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Nandi. If you have a
pleasure.
coronavirus question for the good doctor, you can email him at drnandi@askdrnandi.com or send it to us on Facebook or Twitter. We'll get it right to him.